I suddenly blacked out at 10,000 meters, and my body started sliding downward. As I picked up speed, I snapped awake. I reached for the rope on the hot air balloon, but it was already too late. I lost my balance and plunged into the endless abyss. But when I opened my eyes again, I realized the safety rope had saved my life, but things were far from good. I was hanging in the sky at 10,000 meters. My hands were frozen stiff. I could only shout for help toward the basket. But my partner was already unconscious. I was running out of strength. I had to get back to the basket fast, or I would be done for. I wrapped my legs around the rope so I wouldn't fall. Then I swung my body with everything I had, trying to use the momentum to get back to the basket. Finally, after all my effort, I grabbed the basket rope, swung my body, and rolled back inside. But the danger wasn't over. My partner was still unconscious. I had to save him. We were at 13,000 meters now. The vent valve was frozen shut under a thick layer of ice. As the balloon kept rising, Mac passed out from lack of oxygen. We had to open the release valve above us, or we were finished. I climbed to the edge of the basket and started climbing toward the top of the balloon. I had no idea how long I climbed, until I finally reached the balloon's rim. I looked up and realized the top was still far away, and my hands were already frostbitten. Could I really make it? I tried to grab a hanging rope, but it was just out of reach and I nearly fell. I was severely oxygen deprived. I just wanted to sleep. But when I thought of my unconscious partner, I snapped awake again. I forced myself to reach for the rope, grabbed the line on the balloon, and pulled myself back up. The balloon was still rising. I tied the rope around my waist so I wouldn't fall, then kept climbing. Every step was painfully slow. After pushing myself again and again, I finally reached the underside of the balloon. But there was no time to rest. My partner's life depended on me. I rammed the vent valve with my shoulder, but the ice was too thick to break. I ignored the danger, stood up while gripping the rope, never daring to look down. Once I steadied myself, I kicked the valve with everything I had, and it finally broke open. To keep it from freezing again, I cut my shoelace with my knife and wedged my shoe into the opening. As the valve released the hot air, the balloon slowly began to descend. Mac finally woke up from his coma, and I collapsed into the basket, completely drained. I looked at my frostbitten hands, and he quickly grabbed a bottle of strong liquor to disinfect the wounds. Snow began to fall from the sky. We had never been this close to the snowflakes, and couldn't help admiring them. But just then, something unexpected happened.